Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, replaying the same awkward conversation over and over again? Or maybe you've been stuck at a crossroads, frozen by indecision, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice. Sound familiar? Here's something most people won't tell you. Overthinking isn't just a bad habit. It's silently ruining your life. It disguises itself as preparation, reflection, or being cautious. But make no mistake, it's a mental prison. And every time you overanalyze a situation, second-guess a decision, or obsess over what might happen tomorrow, you're handing over your peace of mind to a thief named anxiety. But what if I told you there's a way out? Today, we're diving deep into the toxic trap of overthinking, why it holds you hostage, and how the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy can show you the way to freedom. You'll learn how to stop spiraling and start thinking clearly again, with purpose, with calm, and with power. So stick around. This might just change the way you think forever. Overthinking is more than just running thoughts through your head. It's a relentless loop, a mental hamster wheel where you burn energy but go nowhere. Think about it. How many times have you replayed the same event in your head? A mistake, a missed opportunity, or something someone said over and over, hoping to change the outcome by just thinking harder? That's not thinking. That's mental torment. And here's the brutal truth. The more you overthink, the less you live. You miss the present moment. You doubt your instincts. You hesitate to act. You lose sleep, confidence, and even joy, all while imagining problems that don't even exist yet. Overthinking whispers, "What if it goes wrong?" But it never tells you, "What if it goes right?" It creates a false sense of control. You believe that if you analyze every angle, every possibility, you'll avoid pain. But in reality, you're only creating more of it. Because while you're lost in thought, life keeps moving without you. Worse still, overthinking becomes a habit. And like any habit, the more you do it, the harder it is to stop. It starts to define how you make decisions, how you view yourself, and how you experience the world. So how do you break free? This is where Stoicism comes in. A philosophy born over 2,000 years ago, yet more relevant than ever. The Stoics knew the dangers of letting the mind run wild. Think of Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, writing in his personal journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." It's not just poetic, it's practical. The Stoics taught a fundamental principle known as the dichotomy of control. At its core, this idea separates life into two categories: things you can control, things you can't. Simple, right? But when you truly internalize this idea, your mindset changes completely. You stop obsessing over what others think of you. You stop panicking about what might happen tomorrow. You stop reliving moments you can't change. Instead, you begin to focus your energy on what you can do, your attitude, your choices, your actions. And that shift from external chaos to internal calm is where true freedom begins. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher born into slavery, said it best. It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about things. Overthinking is nothing more than misplaced judgment, focusing on the uncontrollable, the imagined, the irrelevant. And here's the beauty. You don't need to become a monk or live in a cave to practice Stoicism. It's about integrating this clarity into your everyday life. Before you overthink, ask, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, act with intention. This mindset doesn't just reduce stress, it builds resilience, confidence, and peace. Earlier, we uncovered how Stoicism helps us reclaim peace by focusing only on what we can control. Now let's go a step deeper, because once you regain that focus, the next challenge is transforming how you think. Let's talk about a powerful Stoic tool that does exactly that. Have you ever caught yourself spiraling over a single thought, replaying a past mistake, or imagining how everything could go horribly wrong? That's the nature of overthinking. It feeds on negativity and exaggerates it until it feels like the truth. But here's what Stoicism teaches us. It's not the events themselves that disturb us. It's our perception of them. That's where reframing comes in, a cornerstone of Stoic thinking. Reframing means shifting how you interpret what's happening, especially when your mind wants to default to fear or frustration. Instead of reacting with worry, you pause and ask, what can I control in this situation? Let that question be your anchor. Picture this. You're anxious about an upcoming meeting, convinced it will go terribly. The typical overthinker might obsess over every potential failure, but a Stoic reframes the situation, not by denying reality, but by focusing on what they can influence, preparing well, speaking clearly, staying calm. It's not toxic positivity, it's clarity. Over time, this practice becomes second nature. You stop being dragged around by emotions and start approaching challenges with curiosity and control. Your thoughts stop being your enemy and start becoming your ally. Reframing puts the power back where it belongs, in your hands. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated mental tools, and one of the most impactful, the Stoic pause. In moments of stress, your first instinct might be to react quickly, emotionally, and often unproductively. But the Stoics believed in building space between what happens and how we respond. The pause is that space. It doesn't have to be long. It could be a deep breath, a short moment of silence, or even just closing your eyes for a few seconds. But that small gap, it's everything. Because in that moment, you go from being controlled by your emotions to observing them. You create a buffer, a mental shield that allows rational thought to enter. Imagine you're reading an email that instantly makes your blood boil. Without a pause, you might snap back. But if you stop, breathe, and reflect, you might realize, this isn't worth my energy. That simple pause can stop a chain reaction of regret. The Stoic pause is not about suppressing feelings. It's about responding with wisdom rather than impulse. And like any skill, the more you practice it, the more powerful it becomes. So how can you begin applying all this in your daily life? Let's break down 3 practical Stoic exercises that are simple, powerful, and ready for you to use, starting today. This one might sound strange at first. Intentionally imagine the worst-case scenario. Yes, on purpose. Why? Because the fear of what if loses its power when you face it head-on. By visualizing the worst, you strip it of its mystery. You realize that even if the worst did happen, you could handle it. You'd survive, maybe even grow from it. And once you stop fearing the unknown, you stop obsessing over it. This technique also boosts gratitude. When you imagine losing what you currently have, it reminds you to appreciate it more fully. It's not pessimism. It's preparation and perspective. This is where the dichotomy of control becomes a hands-on habit. Grab a piece of paper, write down everything you're overthinking. Now draw a line through the middle. On one side, list what you can control. On the other, what you can't. You'll probably be surprised by how many things fall into the second column, and that's okay, because now you know where to stop wasting energy. Focus only on your column. That is where change begins. Journaling isn't just a hobby. It's a mental cleanse. When your thoughts are stuck in a loop, writing them down helps you untangle them. Spend 5 minutes each day writing whatever's on your mind. Worries, doubts, frustrations. You don't need perfect grammar or structure. Just let the thoughts out. This process helps you see your thoughts more objectively, almost like watching clouds pass in the sky instead of getting caught in the storm. You might even begin to notice patterns, the same worries appearing over and over. And when you see them clearly, you can finally do something about them. Overthinking doesn't have to be your default mode. It's not a personality trait. It's a habit, and habits can be broken. By practicing Stoic principles, focusing on what you control, reframing your mindset, pausing before reacting, and applying exercises like journaling or visualization, you can take back your mind. One small step at a time. So if this message spoke to you, don't just watch, act. Hit that like button, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and drop a comment below. How do you deal with overthinking? What strategies have helped you? Your story might help someone else feel less alone in their mental battles. And hey, if you know someone who's always lost in their thoughts, share this video with them. You might just change their life. Because the first step to a calmer mind is knowing. You have the power to choose how you think.